ML Sports Take, brought to you by Welch & Company Jewelers, the Syracuse Fitness Store, and our great friends at Rosie's Corner. If you're in and around Central New York, grab pizza and wings all week, and Fish Friday coming up in a few days as well. Route 11 in Brewerton, right in front of the Brewerton Bridge, and off the Bartell Road exit. Rosie's Corner, a proud MLSP sponsor. All right, one thing that has just been right at the forefront for the Buffalo Bills, and really one of the talks of the league, after the majority of week one games. I know as I record this, we still have Russell Wilson and his return to Seattle tonight in his new Denver Bronco uniform. But it's the Bills defense and what they did Thursday night to the LA Rams. They exposed them. They wore them down. They were ferocious. They were coming from all angles. They were ball hawking. And I knew going into this year, Tremaine Edmonds, I thought was going to have a really, really good year. He starts out with 10 total tackles. 7 of them are solo. Folks, that's what he did all last year. That's what he did the year before. The thing with Edmonds is he gets exposed on a lot of plays, and he doesn't blow up as many plays as like a Matt Milano. And so therefore, the excitement reel, the highlight reel, it isn't quite there. And so people think that he just doesn't do anything. Well, he does. He tackles all the time. He's always around the ball. He had a really good game. Taryn Johnson was flying. Again, a guy out of Weber State. Brandon Beane had scouted him for a couple of years. Unbelievable performance by him. 9 total tackles, 5 are solo. Milano, 7-5. Jackson, 5-4. Micah Hyde, 5-2. We know all about Von Miller, 4-4. And then you look at the sacks and the tackle for loss, 2-3 for him. I mean, the Bills had 7 sacks in this game, and they had 3 interceptions in the game. You look at Jordan Phillips. He's supposed to be like the 4th guy on the depth chart of his position. He had a sack and a half. Same goes for A.J. Epinesa. Very encouraging game for A.J. Epinesa. 1.5 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, right? So they had Boogie Basham, right? Had a tip ball and an interception and a sack. He was all over the place. He's the 4th guy on the 3rd guy on the depth chart. 4th guy actually on the depth chart behind Von Miller and Greg Rousseau and A.J. Epinesa probably, and then Basham, and then maybe even Shaq Lawson, who didn't even play in this game, who had a really good training camp. The point is, the Bills are stacked on defense. The Bills are going to be able to get after it all the time. Von Miller adds just another unstoppable thing about this defense. Now you can bookend and rush from 2 sides with 2 really legit guys, one guy being a future Hall of Famer in Von Miller, and you've got the safeties in Poyer and Hyde. You're waiting for Trey White to get back. The corners played great against the Rams. They got a little bit of the kinks out in the beginning of the game, but Benford and Elam, there's McDermott knows this secondary, man. He knows how to develop a secondary. Leslie Frazier is a former defensive back. Sean McDermott, same thing. Sean McDermott coached that unit many times in his past years. So this is going to be, I think, a very, very formidable, if not top-ranked defense for the majority of the year. And they looked absolutely unbelievable in week 1. Now the challenge, of course, will be the Tennessee Titans, and we'll see if the Bills can kind of, I guess this is almost like the first part of the revenge tour as far as the 2022 calendar is concerned, considering that last year, the Buffalo Bills lost at Tennessee, had a chance to win the game late. They were down at the 1-yard line, and Deion Dawkins got blown up, and Josh Allen slipped, and that was it. And the Bills lost. And if they had won that game, they would have probably had the number 1 seed and the AFC going through Buffalo. But that didn't happen, and here we are. And now the Bills' challenge will be Derrick Henry. 21 carries, 82 yards against the Giants in a week 1 loss. And so we'll see if the Bills can basically stack the line, stop Henry, and, make life miserable for Ryan Tannehill, which I expect them to do. Mike Lindsley with you here. It's an ML Sports Take brought to you by our great friends over at Elevate Fitness of Syracuse, myhottub.com, and Maple Downs Senior Living Facility. Hit me on Twitter at Mike L Sports. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and as I always tell you, enjoy the games.